Hey, how you doing? Welcome back to the solar system series known as Up in the Air, where we talk about the air signs up in the air. Now, I know this is kind of a weak-ass spot, regardless to what I'm used to doing, but, it's kind of rainy outside. I don't want to get wet, so that's that, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, today we're going to be talking about, here, let's get to this spot, Jupiter and Gemini, So, Jupiter and Gemini, obviously this is a mediocre placement, or I shouldn't even say that, Gemini fall, it falls here. Like, it doesn't do great. It definitely doesn't. But it can, it's Gemini, so it can kind of get around to what it's doing. But Gemini and Jupiter, which rules freaking Sagittarius, is Gemini's opposing sign. So it's definitely not doing great here. So Mr. Jack of all trades is going to get a real lesson in what it's like to expand into experience. You know what I'm saying? So without further ado, let's get into it. So let's talk about Jupiter a little bit, right? Jupiter is the planet of expansion through experience. And it's usually tied with situations that are kind of extreme, because anytime you're really diving into a new situation, you're not just like, oh, this is a breeze. Oh, going into a freaking cage into the ocean with the sharks. Whatever, man. Did it last lifetime, You're not really going into situations saying that. And especially not if you're in Gemini. Those type of situations kind of require, a little bit of faith, faith in the fact that, you'll get through this. You got to hold the intention, the positive vibration, all that type of shit, where you just got to get through this without any worries whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? And, you can't really do that when you're, when you're just, overanalyzing, going all around, all these freaking thoughts, just going are these bars medical grade stainless steel? Is this ocean the perfect pH level for the sharks? Because I don't want them getting rowdy around me biting the cage, and just kind of riffing, busting out all these ideas about the situation, just talking I hope this is how it goes, because you gotta remember these two. This is it's complete opposite planet. This is the planet of wisdom, knowledge, the overarching philosophical view on things, expanding into different type of possibilities and perspectives of how you can view a certain situation. And it's the exact opposite of what, it's still mutable, it still rules a bunch of these mutable signs, Jupiter rules, Sagittarius, and it technically is the ruler of Pisces, although Pisces is co-ruled by Neptune, so it has that little to it, you know what I'm saying? That makes that dreaminess, but more often than not, they're just expanding into a new situation. But yeah, Jupiter is just it's the planet that just doesn't rock with the sign whatsoever. Jupiter is all about just going with the flow, seeing where your mind takes you. Literally, think about what Sagittarius does. Sagittarius is known for being the philosophical motherfucker wearing circle glasses with the extra diamond attachment on it, so you can zoom in, and it's a little monocle thing that slides down. It's what does this facet of this diamond mean? You know what I'm saying? It's the one diving into all of these just meanings, reasonings, and possibilities. It's the exact opposite of what Gemini does, of where it's just examining all the possible ideas and outcomes of a situation and analyzing all these different aspects of a person's perspective from a technical point of view, because it's air and it's just bouncing around the idea realm, not really floating in any type of feeling, not really burning up in any type of mentality, fire, viewpoint. It just doesn't do that, you know what I'm saying? It really, Jupiter and Gemini is just you got your work stacked against you when it comes to just going with the flow and experiencing a new situation or experience, and just stepping out of your comfort zone, even though you think you may, which is the real kicker, because Gemini's thinking all the time. It's just oh, I'll do this, oh, I'll do that, oh, I'll just hop into this situation but I have to know this, and this, and analyze the perspective, a Jupiter and Gemini person is literally a freaking, it's like a walking party foul, it just doesn't understand what it's supposed to do whatsoever, But outside of my, my loose freaking example of Jupiter, let's let's freaking break down the Gemini aspect to it, So Jupiter and Gemini, So Gemini is it's the mutable air sign. It's birthed from the third house. It's usually represented as the twins, you know what I'm saying? So it's just kind of it's just bouncing all over the place, and a lot of people look at the twins as different aspects of a person, but if you think that if you look at it as in they have the awareness level to if they they have like this expanded awareness level, they're gonna and they already break up like facets of perspective for different type of people. Then if they do that for other people, then they kind of do it for themselves. So like from that conclusion, you can kind of draw that these people are just they have, like I said, they have an expanded awareness and a lot to do with their personality. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like they're not really different people as much as they are like like I said, a person with a huge awareness, and they just talk about different aspects of it. So it's just like today I'm going to engage with this part of my personality. Today I'm going to engage with this part of my like persona. Today I'm going to be I could make up a new person if I wanted, but it stems from these actual parts of me that I actually am, but maybe I don't have the confidence level or the understanding of how this person might act. So I'm just going to observe it, apply, put my spin on it, and then move on with it and just see how it works, and then I'll work on it from there. That's the type of thing Gemini is. It's ruled by Mercury, and like I said, it's falls, and like you could kind of argue it's away, but it's like it's really more asleep in this sign, because it's just like Gemini will like try, like it's an air sign, so it'll go at like any different angle because it doesn't want to go to sleep. It doesn't want to believe that it just can't work here. It's just like I can do it from here, I can do it from here, I can do it from here, I can do it from here. So that's where you kind of get the distinction of like it could be at work if it wanted to, but it really should just give up and go to sleep and just let Jupiter do its thing. But when Jupiter is actually looking through this sign, like let's talk about a situation like where you would expand into it, right? Let's say like I said, I love to use the Netflix example for Jupiter, so let's go with that. So, you're bouncing around with your Mars, you finally landed on the show, and it finally tingled your Jupiter to the point where you want to expand into this, right? So a Jupiter and Gemini person would want to talk about this. They would want to go way more into the idea of actually diving into this situation than the actual situation itself. And it's kind of funny because that's what like a lot of sun sign Sagittarius people do, because it's like they'll talk, and like engage into every perspective of this possible idea. Like the Sagittarius is like a person that engaged in sabermetrics, the study and like statistics of baseball. And like these type of people do, they'll study, they'll work on their math and do all that shit, but they'll never actually play the game. This is kind of what a Sagittarius is like, and this is the also derivative spin that happens to Gemini, because they want to talk, think, and communicate about going into this, like for like the example said, into this actual series, rather than just watching it. They can't actually experience. They have to think and communicate about experiencing. So obviously this puts the whole like Jupiter, the planet Jupiter, to sleep. Like it's just like, fuck it, I don't want to be in this sign. Get the fuck out of here. Like I don't want to just go off on a riff of explaining the idea. I actually want to have the experience and let the experience talk to me for itself. I don't need you pondering on the possibility of what this experience is. And this is why it's like I say, they're kind of like a walking party foul, because it's just like a life foul in a way, because it's just like, hey, you're literally going against what this experience is supposed to be, what this planet is supposed to influence with you with, and that's just like, it's just how they're influenced, man. You can't change the way you are, though you can moderate aspects of it and figure out where you work best, which would be like actually like talking about and getting your like, say, your Jupiter and Aries friend prepared for this experience, rather than just going through the whole freaking like life situation of just you like just talking about it. Like put your skills to use and talk about what this like expansion would look like, and give them an outright like just blueprint of what they could expect, so that they're prepared for certain situations, because they're just going to bash their head through anyway. So like in that situation this could work, but like more often than not, like you going out on your own and talking about this whole situation is just not gonna fly with people. Like if you were to like just ponder on it and be by yourself, that's cool. If you're an actual sun sign Gemini and you have this like Earth and Sagittarius aspect, this can kind of complement it to where you can actually like go through and learn all of these situations that you've been talking about, just like picking at the idea at. But like you actually going out and like doing it is a whole nother story. So you may need to get someone to actually like help you like just go with the flow. Like this is like these type of people that just have no flow, no rhythm, no nothing. Like they think way too hard about it. They don't know how to just, like vibe per se, or just like resonate with people, or just, chill and be like a frequency. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just this freaking, it just doesn't work, man. Like I said, this planet's asleep. But anyways, let's run down the little technical aspects of it. Once again before we close off. So yeah. Jupiter is the planet of expansion through experience. It usually find yourself in extreme situations because you're new and you've never dived into an experience like this. And then you have it layered with Gemini, the mutable air, the sign of mutable air, which means that it's adaptable and changeable to different ways of thinking and communication. And then it's birthed from the third house. It's whatchamacallit. It's ruled by Mercury, and like I said, it falls here in Jupiter, as you well know. Anyways, peace.